This is the moment you've waited for.
What you know about rolling down in the deep?
Yo, welcome back to PB Rewind Season Edition. I'm your host, Ioe Torrent, with you as always. The team and I, after a little bit of a break, got back together again. We're going to look back at what was the Season 23 here in the pro baseball experience. As sort of a prologue to the episode, I'm going to kind of get real for a second. I want to thank the PBE guys, everybody that put in time and effort. This was a pretty time crunch of a show each week, and everybody had great spirits. Was fantastic help. I want to especially thank Sam26, Cowboy, 209 Tacos, Red Arrow, Hummus God, Ryan, everybody involved here at the PBE Rewind. You guys have been absolutely fantastic. So let's jump right into it. Congratulations to the Season 23 World Series champs, the New Orleans Rougarous. Took San Antonio to the limits, Game 7, extra innings, won in epic fashion. Congratulations to that team. They were somewhat of an underdog coming into the playoffs and just dominated. They looked fantastic. It'll be good to see what they do in the coming seasons. Taking a look at some of the other playoff teams, the New York Voyagers, who kind of made some big splash trades here towards the end of the regular season, won in the first round against the Cancun Toros, who seem to be a mainstay and unfortunately have been bounced out of the playoffs again this year. On the other side, the Death Valley Scorpions were upset by the Boise Raptors. What a fantastic series that one was, with Death Valley coming in as a strong favorite to get upset by the Boise Raptors. In the next round, we had the divisional championships of the Boise Raptors taking on San Antonio, with the number one seed San Antonio winning that series pretty handedly. On the eastern side, the number 2 seed New Orleans Rougarous taking on New York. Again, too much to handle for New York, even with their extra firepower that they brought in at the end of the season, with New Orleans moving on to the championship, and then we all know what happened after that. All right, and so just to kind of wrap up Season 23, let's look at how each division standings wound up at the end of the season. In the Eastern Division, the New Orleans Rougarous, our Season 23 champs, finished at the top of the list, 73-35, breaking through finally and getting themselves at the top of the division for who knows how long to come. Number 2, we had Cancun Toros, 68-40, who seemed to kind of always play second fiddle, always a bridesmaid. There at number 2, New York Voyagers, 61-47, a little bit of a drop-off from last year's Eastern Division Championship, and the top team in the division last year. Still made a pretty big push and were a pretty tough team towards the end, as they had a pretty rough start. Number 4, we had the Sarasota Supernova, 47-61, who started off super hot in the East, led the division and was a top part of the division for much of the season, and then had a major drop-off in the second half, unfortunately. Providence Crabs at number 5, 45-63. Outer Banks Aviators, 45-63. They were both tied. And the Indianapolis Apex, 45-63. The Eastern Division has a lot of parity. As we can look back a little bit at the season, with the top teams, the Rougarous and the Cancun Toros, kind of running away a little bit with it. But the other teams were all kind of right in there. With the Sarasota, Providence, Outer Banks, Indianapolis, all pretty darn close to each other. It's going to be a fun division moving forward. I think each team is moving in the right direction. It'll be an interesting division, to say the least, in the coming seasons. On the western side of the league, San Antonio Sloths took the top spot, 75-33, again for a second year in a row, with the Death Valley Scorpions not far behind, 73-35. Those two teams have seemed to kind of owned the Western Division as of late in the last few seasons, and so there's no surprise there. So third, we have the Boise Raptors, 58-50. Nashville Stars moving up a little bit to the fourth place at 57-51. Vancouver Vandals, 45-63. And the Detroit Demons, 40-68, with the Kashima Foxes, 24-84, with a .222 winning percentage. Again, the West has those top 2 juggernaut teams, the San Antonio Sloths, Death Valley Scorpions. The Raptors aren't too far behind. They actually found themselves in pretty good places with their hitting. They're a pretty strong hitting team. Their pitching also is getting better. We can probably definitely say Boise is on the right path, to say the least. Nashville was a little bit of a surprise for me. I thought they would be a little bit better, as they have one of the most dominant pitching staffs in all of PBE. Just kind of taking a quick look at them. They were second in earned runs, second in starters, sixth in bullpen, second in runs allowed, first in hits allowed, first in opponents. If they get that hitting up, this is going to be a team that I feel will be a Western Division contender in the near future. The Vancouver Vandals, also kind of on the right path. They were down last year. They moved up a little bit. Detroit Demons and the Foxes kind of there towards the bottom. I'd like to see more from the Foxes. I'm pretty excited about this young organization. I think out of the two expansion teams, the Apex have definitely done better the last few seasons. The Foxes have a lot of potential and could be getting better moving forward. So this Western Division will still be owned by the Sloths and the Scorpions in the near future, but I'd see the Nashville Stars and the Raptors are going to make a play pretty soon. All right, well, it's that time of the show. We're bringing it back. This time for a season edition of the Tahiti Top 5. Here is your Commissioner, Hummus God.
And these are your Tahiti Top 5 plays of the season. I'm your Commissioner, Hummus God, and I hope you enjoyed this compilation. So Winters, who's hot lately. Oh, and that's deep in the gap. And that's going to be extra bases, going for 3. Standing up. What? And inside the park?
Wow.
He's safe, and I had to wait for the write-up. The inside the park home run, clip that. Tahiti Top 5 number 1. What did I just witness?
Field that's caught for out number 1. Bringing up Cedric Winters, who's hit this one deep to right field. That's going. That's not gone, but right into the... What? Infield inside the park home...
What? That is only the second I've seen.
That barely seen in the park, and then he just...
A walk, the go-ahead run on first. Jabs. Oh, what a diving catch at third. That saved that game. Jabs is going to thank that third baseman over there. Holy.
That's bobbled by the shortstop. First and second now with 2 outs. It's coming down to Cowboy. Fly ball into left field.
Oh my goodness.
That's gone. Cowboy with a walk-off 3-run long ball, and that's going to propel the Dillos into the playoffs. 374. You'll never sleep again. Cowboy with the 3-run walk-off homer in the bottom of...
Unless the Kingpins can pull off this comeback. Jimenez with everything on the line. 2 outs. Top of the ninth. The World Series. The grounder. The ground out. And that will do it. The Dillos are your Season 23 champions of the Minor League PBE. Dillo all over the chat. We'll be seeing that screenshot of Dillo in the chat seasons from now. And wow, the Dillos, again, minor league champions. Season 23. Congrats to Drinkies Castillo.
And a single, the tying run going to be at the plate in Connor McDavitt, who strikes out. Petra Sabor.
Last chance here.
Strike 3.
And a drop third strike, they're going to put him on.
Winning run at the plate.
And Jay Doctor, a home run. The dropped third strike comes back to bite the Scorpions as Jay Doctor takes the lead.
Pleasance delivered to Matata, got him out. John Camden, you don't want to see Scott Poe in this inning. You do not want that. 3-2, John Camden, Cook on to Beauregard. We're going to the 11th in Game 7 of the World Series. Esteban Rodriguez Jr. is going to give up his only second hit in 3 innings of work, and that's got to be it. He has done everything he has needed to do. Now here's Dude Manbro. Richie Bonanza to right. It's gone!
But it's
Richie
not over
Bonanza
yet.
just hit a 2-run homer.
421 feet.
Dude Manbro's walk-off into retirement may be giving up a World Series. Slithery snack short on to first. San Antonio fans here in the treehouse are shocked. Go. 0-2 to McDonald. Week 1 to Cook. On to Beauregard. 1 out to go. The 0-1 to Turtle, the DH. Hit into right field. Into the glove of DiStefano Jr. The New Orleans Rougarous have won the first World Series in franchise history here in season 23.
I mean, this is their first postseason. They won their first postseason game, series, World Series game, and now their first World Series championship.
Thank you for that, Commish. As always, excellent work. Some pretty awesome plays. Well, that'll do it for this season rewind. Thank you again for everybody that stuck with us all season long. It's been a fantastic experience. We'll hope to bring you more news and notes coming into season 24. Look out for that preseason show. And until then, we'll see you next time. This has been Ioe Torrent speaking for the PBE Rewind team. Let's go.